I guess by now, many of you have heard the heartbreaking news. One of the most beloved and respected actors of our time, Maggie Smith, has passed away. To millions, she was Professor McGonagle from the Harry Potter series and the sharp-tongued Dowager Countess from Downton Abbey. Her career, which spanned over 7 decades, made her not only an acting powerhouse but also a cherished figure who touched the hearts of audiences worldwide. But how much do we really know about this British legend beyond her iconic roles? Hey everyone, welcome back to Bizarre Society. Today we're celebrating the incredible life and legacy of one of Hollywood's most beloved and accomplished actresses, Maggie Smith. We'll take you through her journey to stardom and dive into 10 lesser-known facts about Maggie that will surprise even her biggest fans. Maggie Smith was born Margaret Natalie Smith on December 28, 1934, in Ilford, Essex, England. She was the youngest of 3 children, and from an early age, it was clear that Maggie had a natural talent for performance. Her father, Nathaniel Smith, was a pathologist, and her mother, Margaret Hutton Little, was a secretary who had roots in Glasgow, Scotland. Growing up, Maggie's family moved to Oxford when she was 4 years old, and it was here that her love for acting blossomed. From the age of 16, Maggie began training in drama at the Oxford Playhouse School, and it didn't take long for her to start making waves in the local theater scene. She made her professional stage debut in 1952, appearing in Shakespearean productions at the Oxford Playhouse. Her early performances were enough to catch the attention of those in the industry, and soon, she became a regular in London's West End theatre district. Maggie's first big break came in 1956, when she was cast in the Broadway production of New Faces of 56. This was her first foray into international recognition, and she made a name for herself as a rising star in theatre. However, it was the 1960s that truly cemented her place in the world of acting. In 1963, Maggie appeared in the classic British film The VIPs, alongside Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton, which brought her into the mainstream spotlight. But it was her performance in 1969's The Prime of Miss Jean Brodie that truly launched her film career. Her portrayal of the eccentric Scottish schoolteacher won her the Academy Award for Best Actress, her first of 2 Oscars. Throughout the 1970s and 1980s, Maggie continued to dazzle both on stage and screen, earning a 2nd Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress in 1978 for her role in California Suite. With these performances, Maggie was solidified as one of the best British actresses of her generation. Despite her success in film, Maggie never left her love for theatre behind. Over the course of her career, she earned 5 Olivier Awards, a Tony Award, and numerous BAFTA awards. In the 2000s, Maggie became a household name to a new generation as Professor Minerva McGonagall in the Harry Potter film series. This role brought her international acclaim and made her beloved by millions of fans around the world. In addition to her magical work at Hogwarts, she also charmed audiences as the sharp-tongued Violet Crawley, the Dowager Countess of Grantham, in the period drama Downton Abbey, for which she won 3 Primetime Emmy Awards. From her early days on the British stage to her roles in blockbuster films, Maggie Smith built a career that is unparalleled in its scope and longevity. She won nearly every major acting award in existence, including 2 Academy Awards, 5 BAFTA Awards, 4 Primetime Emmy Awards, 5 Olivier Awards, and a Tony Award. But beyond her accolades and iconic performances, there are many fascinating aspects of Maggie's life that fans may not know. So let's take a look at 10 surprising facts about Maggie Smith that might shock you. One of the most shocking facts about Maggie Smith is that despite her incredible career, she never watched her own films. You'd think with such an illustrious legacy, Maggie would take some time to enjoy her performances. But she once admitted in an interview that she found it uncomfortable to watch herself on screen, saying it made her feel too self-critical. Even her most iconic roles in Harry Potter and Downton Abbey remain unwatched by the legendary actress herself. For someone who became an international sensation, it's amazing to think that she didn't relish in seeing her work. Instead, she focused on the craft of acting and left the viewing to the audience. Another fact that might surprise you is that Maggie Smith battled cancer while filming Harry Potter. During the production of Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince in 2007, Maggie was diagnosed with breast cancer. Despite undergoing treatment, including chemotherapy, she continued working on the film. The experience left her physically weak and exhausted, but Maggie pressed on with remarkable dedication. Few knew at the time that one of the most beloved actresses in the world was battling a serious illness while playing the stern yet lovable Professor McGonagle. What's even more impressive is that Maggie Smith was one of the few actresses to receive the honor of being knighted twice. In 1990, she was appointed a Dame Commander of the Order of the British Empire, DBE, for her contributions to the arts. Then, in 2014, she was made a Companion of Honor by Queen Elizabeth II for her continued service to drama. This double knighthood is incredibly rare and speaks to the profound impact Maggie had not just on entertainment but on British culture as a whole. One of the lesser-known facts about Maggie's career is her intense rivalry with the legendary actor Laurence Olivier. Both were key players at the National Theatre in London, but their competitive nature occasionally caused friction. Olivier reportedly once told Maggie that she was the best actress of their generation, which only fueled the rivalry between the two. Despite the tension, they shared the stage and screen many times, and Olivier's respect for Maggie's talent remained unwavering. On a more personal note, Maggie Smith's relationships were deeply connected to the world of theater. She was married twice, both times to successful playwrights. Her first marriage was to Robert Stevens in 1967, with whom she had two sons, Toby Stevens and Chris Larkin, both of whom became successful actors. After their divorce in 1974, she married playwright Beverly Cross in 1975. They remained together until his death in 1998. Despite the pressures of fame, Maggie always preferred a quieter life, often retreating from the public eye to spend time with her family. But even a legendary actress like Maggie wasn't immune to the pressures of performance. Despite being one of the most acclaimed stage actresses of her generation, Maggie Smith suffered from intense stage fright throughout her career. She once admitted that every time she stepped on stage, she had to battle a deep fear that she wasn't good enough. This anxiety never stopped her from giving unforgettable performances, but it's surprising to think that even someone as revered as Maggie struggled with stage fright for decades. After the loss of her second husband, Beverly Cross, in 1998, Maggie took a break from acting to grieve and process the loss. It was a difficult time for the actress, who had been a constant presence in both film and theater for decades. However, her love for acting eventually drew her back, and in the early 2000s, she returned to the stage and screen, leading to some of her most memorable performances. This period of grief and renewal showed a side of Maggie that many fans might not have known about, one of resilience and quiet strength. Did you know that Maggie Smith also has a connection to the popular British TV show Doctor Who? Although Maggie herself never appeared in the series, her son Toby Stevens guest starred in an episode in 2017 playing the villainous Captain Hatch. Fans were thrilled to see the son of a British acting legend take on a role in one of the country's most beloved sci-fi series. This surprising connection delighted fans, even though Maggie never ventured into the world of Doctor Who herself. It's hard to imagine, but Maggie almost turned down one of her most iconic roles, Professor McGonagle. At the time, Maggie was undergoing treatment for Graves' disease, an autoimmune disorder that affects the thyroid. She wasn't sure if she would be physically capable of taking on such a demanding role. However, after speaking with the film's producers and understanding the significance of the character, Maggie decided to take on the role. And the rest, as they say, is history. And finally, despite her fame in films, Maggie Smith always considered herself first and foremost a stage actress. Throughout her career, she consistently returned to the theater, even when she was busy with film projects. Maggie often said that the theater was where she felt most at home, despite her bouts of stage fright. Her love for live performance remained strong until the very end, and she often credited the stage for giving her the discipline and foundation that carried her throughout her acting career. And that's all for today's deep dive into the life and legacy of Maggie Smith. What do you think about these surprising facts? Did any of them shock you? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to tap the link to watch our recent episode on some Hollywood cover-ups that will shock you. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more fascinating deep dives into the most intriguing stories. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.